Hey you guys, alright, so I know you guys, if you haven't seen the video of either one of my Joann hauls, the final Joann haul I bought a lot of fabric. Well, a lot to me. So, but we're going on a vacation, you guys, and we're taking a quite a road trip. So I needed to make backseat organizers. So let me show you what I made with some of the fabric I picked up from Joann's. So this print here is the fabric I printed. I picked up from Joann's. I picked up the whole bolt of it, which is right here. This is what I got. Okay, I picked up the whole thing. The black fabric, I already had it. But this is what I created. Hopefully, as you can see the whole thing. So I have like 2 pockets up here. I used white thread because at the time I couldn't find black thread, but it's okay because it's going in my car and I'm perfectly fine with it. But I just found my black thread, so because I'm going to make another one and I'm going to show you guys how I did that. So like the top part has 2 pockets up here. You can clearly add your cell phone in there and it covers that. There's 2 drink pouches or cup holders here. I'll get like a pretty big thermos and show you guys how these fit. And then there's another big pouch up here that I put my home phone in here. My phone goes to right here. I have the iPhone 14, just the 14, nothing else special, just the 14, and my phone fits in here. So stand up wise, my phone is standing up in there. My whole phone fits in here. So I will be showing you guys this one. Like I said, it was just going in my car. I didn't care about all this, but I'm going to show you guys how I do the next one. It's going to be completely black. It's going to be a tie where you can tie it on. Mine's are hooks, but this is going to be a ties. This is how the bottom looks. You know, we got the hooks over here too. But like I said, this is the backseat organizer. Let me go ahead and show you guys what this looks like with a cup in here. So I picked up one of these thermoses. I'm pretty sure you can find this brand at Walmart or Target. But as you can see, you know, this is one of my boyses. So we're going to take the circumference of it. And this is like 9.5 centimeters, 9.5 inches, okay, basically, give or take. So this whole thing fits in here just fine. Sorry about the dogs. Plus there's extra room, okay. So I wanted this to be able to hold something in here, not too tight, but even something a little bigger. That's probably 10 or 11 inches around. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys what you're gonna need if you want to recreate this. So I just taken the measurements from the back of my seat in my car. You're going to need a width, so the width of your seat. Let me put this over. So here you go. This is the back, by the way. So you're going to need the width of the back of your seat, and you're going to need to figure out the length you want for the back of your seat if you want to recreate this. Like I said, mine's just on a little paper. I wrote it down somewhere. I will leave the width and length of mine's down below in the description box if you're curious on mine's. But you're going to need a back and a front fabric of your choice, your design if you want. It doesn't have to be this color. It can be at the solid black if you want. But I just chose this. This is cotton canvas. This is the fabric I chose to use. This is just a regular, the black is just a regular fabric or cotton fabric. Basically, that's it. And I already had this. So that's what you're going to need. You're going to need to figure out the width of and the length of your pockets, the width of mine's. So like I said, sorry about the barking. I basically did like 1 inch bigger than my ruler here. My ruler goes to 6 inches. which you want to give some seam allowance. So it's basically probably about 7 inches wide. And the length of this is as long as this. And I want to say this is 24 or 23 and a half inches long. And I think across it's 16 or 17 going widthwise. So that's how big I cut this along with this. And this is half the size of this one. But the length is the same because I wanted to do this. So you can actually have a pocket, it can close, and all the other good stuff. You guys can totally make this the way you want. I use bias tape or bias fabric along the edges. You're gonna need probably about, to make this little piece here, if you wanna do something like this, you're going to need roughly about just a skinny piece of scrap fabric that's roughly about 4 inches in length and maybe 3 inches wide. And you're gonna fold it onto each other. You're gonna sew it within here. I'm gonna show you guys like the steps I'm doing to sew it together. This here, y'all, I kind of figured this out as I went. So I do have a template for this that I used, and you're just gonna figure out how to make yourself some pockets here. But yeah, I created me a template because I was just trying to figure out how to do this, and I ended up making extra pockets. So the pockets are the only thing that I won't show you guys how to put together because I already have 2 more already put together. So let me go ahead and show this. If I say anything else to you guys or give you any more information, it's going to be a voiceover. You're gonna need some stick pins. You're gonna need some fusible fleece or something fusible to make this fabric a little bit more sturdier. So I already have my pieces pre-cut. I have my main fabric here, the main one. This is my main fabric. I have to still iron everything down, so I'm gonna show that. This is the top fabric. This is the top fabric. I already have the pins in here. Let me take this pin out. I have the top fabric, I have the fusible fleece, and I have a bottom fabric. And I'm going to put the pin. You're gonna sew it. This here, you're gonna sew all the way around the edges of this fabric, just like this. Of course, after you iron the fusible fleece down, then you would sew it down. The same thing for these pieces. For my pockets, I got a top fabric, the fusible fleece, and the bottom fabric. You're gonna iron it down first, and then you're gonna sew across the perimeter. Well, actually, you're really just gonna sew the edges. This edge and this edge. I have the bigger pocket, the front fabric, the fusible fleece, and the back fabric. You're going to iron it down first so it can fuse together. Then you're going to sew this edge and this edge down. And the rest of it, you guys will see it as I go. So let me go ahead and get started.